Hey up everyone, it's Alan here from Danumblades. Sorry I ain't got much of a work in progress video for this one, but I've just had loads on. I'm trying to crack through a load of orders, but I do have a load of things to be able to show you. So basically what I'm going to do on this video is go through the blades that I've made recently. I'm sending emails out for these ones today. There's a bunch that are going out for orders. I've also got a few, for the first time for a while, I've managed to make a few to be able to put up for sale. So those will also be going up very shortly as well. First one I've got then for you, I've got a row stalker, something a little bit different. I've got a press stud on the back of it. It was asked for a press stud on the belt loop so it can be taken off a lot easier. This one is a pine cone, brass roebuck pins on it, and it's more of a solid red pine cone, solid red resin on it, which was first time I've done a solid colour. Well, I wouldn't say I've done a yellow before, but it turns out a little bit differently. But I think I've managed it quite well. What you have to do is sort of like add some white to the resin to be able to thicken it up and then add the red to it. But you've got to add a lot of the red, dye to it to be able to make it into a very good solid colour. But I'm quite happy how that one turned out. Dark brown sheath, red stitching on it. Next one I've got for you. Again, that one's to go out. This one, a little bit different again. So it's it's not a row stalker, it's like a row tracker that I've got. So the handle shape is a little bit different onto it. It's got a little bit of a kick on it. Now this material is raffia. So it's platinum, not platinum. I'll think of the word in a minute. Basically, it's a glow-in-the-dark material. It's got some, I think it's aluminium shavings on the inside of it, and this will glow up. So as you can see here, I think I'm looking on the camera, if I look at it, it looks white. If you take it outside in UV light, it goes a dark blue colour, and then when you bring it back inside, it actually goes it glows in the dark and it glows green. So what I'll do is I'll get a bit of video footage and I'll get some photographs up so you can see the different colours that it comes up with. But that material come from the States. Thankfully, it was went to a bit of a round trip around the UK till we got it, but eventually it turned up. We managed to put that one on. This is on a left-handed sheath. So it's a mahogany sheath, left-handed. Left-handed, and it'll hang on the left-hand side with the stitching back, facing backwards. Loop over the top, so it's slightly lower down than what it is in a normal classic, and then I've stitched another belt loop onto it as well. So that one's an order that's going out. Again, another one that I've got. This is one of the shooting diary blades. So black Cerakote, shooting diary logo on the side, black with a white ripple acrylic with the turbo glow, the yellow turbo glow liners. So again, those will glow up rather well when it's once it's been laid out in the light for a bit. It collects lighting quite well, that material. I'm quite happy with it. Another pair that I've got, this one, so in a double sheath. So this is a mulgrave and also a little coney. So these have got different layers of G10 on either side. So red, white and blue, blue, white and red, whichever. The double sheath, again for the coney and the mulgrave, has got plastic liners on the inside of it, so they can be taken out and cleaned. And I've also got a separate sheath that's just a standard classic sheath for the coney. That's an order. Again, that one's going to go out. Another order is this one. So a new blade again, or another new knife, but a bit of a combination of a couple. So it's one of my catcher handles. This one has got olive green G10, orange G10 liners, orange G10 pin with a lanyard tube, but it's got a bigger blade on it. So it's got a sort of a phallus stalker blade on. Bit wider, a bit longer, so it's slightly different to what I've got with one of the other blades that I've done with a similar handle, sort of like the Muntjac style, which has got the thin blade to it. That's only 2mm steel, but this one's been made out of 3mm steel. Sheath for it is similar to the phallus stalker design. Dark brown, orange stitching to match up with the liners, so that one's going to go out. I have made another one. This one's going up for sale. Same design, but it's got olive green canvas micarta handles on this one. And without a lanyard tube, but with some brass pins into it. So this is one that is going to be going up for sale. Last one of my order ones that I've got sorted. So another one of my ghillie longs. This one's got the Kybrid sheath for it. So it's got the Kydex sheath on the inside with the leather on the outside, some Corby bolts holding it all together, not Corby bolts, sorry, Chicago screws holding it all together. Similar sort of design to the other one. If you notice, it's got quite a good solid clip on that one. The guy that wanted to make sure that if he ever went into the water, because he does a lot of extreme fishing sort of trips, that if he ended up in the water, it don't disappear easy and fall out, or the leather slackens off and the knife falls out or anything like that. So with the Kybrid sheath, because it's got the Kydex centre, makes it a lot more solid. So I thought, oh, well, I'll add an additional bit of lanyard to it, because it's got lanyard only as well. A bit of a lanyard to it, so it makes it a little bit easier to grab hold of. Pulled it out, and it's got some extreme jimping on the end, so almost like a sawtooth. What I did with these, I put it onto my milling machine and went across with I think it's a 12mm bit. So basically took it 5mm up each time at a 45-degree angle and stepped it going backwards and forwards. This was for when you're after some, from what I understand, extremely big fish. Big aggressive fish, the bait you're using is other fish, and you need to scrape it and make the scent and the oils come out a little bit more out of that fish. So we wanted some extreme jimping on the edge of it so he could really scrape into it. Laser etching on the side with his logo, or his name that he uses. Stainless Corby bolts onto it. Again, another pine cone. It's actually sort of a green on the top and the yellow underneath. I don't know how well it comes out on the camera. Like I say, nice good clip on it. Green stitching, dark brown. I'm quite happy with how the Kybrid sheath looks on the larger knives as well. I think what I'll need to do is mix a few with the rose stalkers and valor stalkers up with these Kybrid sheaths. Probably on the next plan. Next few are going to be knives that are also up for sale again. So these ones are all some more Cerakoted blades. So I've got canvas, olive green micarta, orange G10 liners, and that one's got a cobalt coloured Cerakoted blade. This one I've made with a brown sheath, dark brown sheath, orange stitching. Next one, again, it's the olive green canvas micarta. Difference with this one though, it's got an olive green blade on it. The liners on it are the turbo glow, so they will glow up, and I've made this one with an olive green Kydex sheath and belt loop. So that one's going up. Next one I've got is a Fowler stalker. So dark brown sheath again, red stitching, and this is Juma. I've only used Juma a couple of times, but it's like got a snake pattern to it. It's the red, but obviously the red, because it blends up, it sort of shines up a little bit with sort of like an orange colour to it as well. It's a cobalt blade, stainless Corby bolts and black G10 liners on there. So I'm quite happy with that one. It's like I say, I've only used the Juma a couple of times before on one other pair, so it's nice to be able to use some other colours. Drop dangler sheath on this one, so heavy duty brass D-link, and then the dropper attached to the top. And the last blade that I've got is another one of the Jumas, but this one is like a lime green colour, and this one's on a black blade, red G10 liners, black sheath with some red stitching on it. So see what you think. That one again, like I say, going up for sale. I've got a few other blades that are still Cerakoted, so I've got another 3 more. So basically I've got here olive green olive green Cerakote, which is a Fowler stalker. I've got the same again, a black Fowler stalker that's ready for a handle, and I've also got another cobalt rose stalker. I've got a few more blades that are ready to go to start putting flat grinds on, so I can get them up, send them in for painting. So there'll always be some more coming through. I've only had a few done because I had different colours done at the same time. So I think I put 12 or 13 blades I took into him to be able to get done. I've got a bunch of others that are black that are holding, that are basically ordered knives that I'm just holding back for a short time. Some handle material that I've just got glued up, so if your blade is got this handle material on, it might be coming through very shortly. So that is the toxic green lacquer with the perforated material on the inside, blue G10 liners. Next one is a similar sort of material which we call strawberry mesh, but it's almost like it's cut on a side lengthways and then stacked up. But that one's done with black liners. Another one which is the Acryliester Inferno with orange liners. That one's going onto a zipper, that one. Another block that I've got to split up, so a curly birch. This one's going onto one of the little munt jacks. So I've got to split that too. I might put a black liner on the inside of it as well, just to help it stand out a little bit. But I ain't quite decided. That one's I've got a bit of a free rein on that one to try and sort it out. And then this one. Now you can't really tell at the minute. It just looks like some black, basically black dyed wood. But I have got, basically what I did was, it's some maple burl that I've used a black dye on. So the outer side looks all black. But as it's gone inside, because the burl is tighter in certain places, so the resin, it's more difficult for the resin to get into those little pockets. So it's got some patterning in it, so it's basically sort of a darker wood and black. Hopefully it should pattern up quite nicely. There's still some few voids that I've got to try and work out what to do with, which are sort of where the I think where the bark is, and like I say, because it's a burl and it's twisted. So what I'm thinking about doing when I shape it all up, and if I've got them, I've got some brass powder. So I'm going to fill the voids up with some brass powder and then use a super glue material, basically super glue style, to fill that and basically to hold it into those voids. But I don't know how much of that I'll have to do until I put those handles on. Not used this one before, it's not on order, so basically I'll be looking for a blade to put this one onto, probably a row stalk or a fallow stalk or something like that, just to see how it comes out. So hopefully in a few weeks' time you'll be able to see. So basically that's everything that I've got out on the go at the moment. I'll try and get back. I've got a week away working next week, so when I get back I've got some leatherwork jobs. Hopefully we'll be going to the game fair this year, fingers crossed, as long as the restrictions are all come off, which I'm not too sure about at the moment. Other than that, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you next time, and hopefully I'll show you making something as well. I'll see you later.